I'm Zoe Sprigings. I'm Chief Executive of Oxfordshire Community Foundation, and it's just wonderful to see you all gathered here for what has certainly been my biggest and best Giving Tuesday since I started at OCF. And I can see some people in the crowd who featured in the video and have been friends of OCF for decades. And I think also some people for whom maybe that friendship's starting tonight, which is also very exciting. So for those of you who haven't read over my shoulder, OCF's vision is building thriving communities through effective philanthropy, and you've heard plenty in the video. But the things that we are really trying to do is, first of all, understand the needs of the communities in Oxfordshire, and that's the report that we're celebrating tonight. Have those relationships with thousands of charitable organisations who are doing that incredible work. Bring together funds from multiple sources so that we can have a collective impact. Run an expert, rigorous, fair grant-making process, and then follow up and assess impact. But that might all sound very practical. What it means in reality is that through our donors and funders, we give around £2 million a year. I've got a couple of minutes now, though, to make you a very big offer and a slightly smaller request. So let's talk offer first. Well, it's actually nothing less than a longer and a happier life. I happen to know this. Let's talk about why I can promise you this, because I was speaking to a new donor who's setting up a fund in memory of her parents and to honour that memory, and she pointed me towards some fascinating research. It shows that it is fact that giving produces far longer lasting happiness than buying and consuming, if you already have life's essentials. And as one of the authors of one of the reports said, Professor Elizabeth Dunn put it beautifully, one of the best parts of being human is that we have evolved to find joy in helping others. But it's not just happiness that I'm promising tonight, it's also longevity. There was a 5-year study across 3 universities that found that those who give to and help others have a lower mortality rate. So, by my reasoning, I know there are several people in this room who are destined for an everlasting life of ecstasy. And I do have to mention a couple of them. I really want to thank John Dixon, whose voice you heard in the video, you and your colleague Ralph from Brightest Bulb, who produced the wonderful video that you all saw. Not only is it fantastic, not only did you give up hours of work, but you did it all pro bono, so thank you. And then, But save your biggest applause for last, because of course I want to thank our host for the evening, the High Sheriff Sally Scott, and her shy and retiring sidekick, he is, Finlay Scott. But honestly, their generosity in sponsoring not only the production of the Oxfordshire Uncovered report that you will all receive, but also this entire evening means that we haven't had to spend a penny of our charitable funds on hosting. And what that means is that all of that can go towards the charitable organisations. And in the end, that is why we exist, and I imagine that is why you're all here tonight. And so, I know you've seen a video that showed the very hard-hitting issues that there really are in Oxfordshire, and it didn't hold back, and Katie has spoken a bit more about that, but we couldn't finish these speeches without showcasing some of the amazing organisations that are really what give us all hope that these issues can be tackled. So we're going to play you a brief video to give you a handful of organisations doing that.
Coming to one of our social groups, perhaps say Wednesday Welcome or Calling Cafe, could look around the room and say, well, here's a group of people having a nice chat over a cup of coffee. What's so special about that? But it doesn't take you long to realise that for some people, this is the only point in the week where they have an opportunity to enjoy the company of others. A chap the other week said to me, Archway is my Samaritans. If it wasn't for Archway, I wouldn't be alive today.
I suffered from depression a few years, and I'm not sure that if I'm really getting things together in my own life, but coming to Archway, I know I've got a place of safety and friends, and it helps me because lots of people at Archway are in similar circumstances to me.
So the women, so far, they said they've been pushed to do certain things that they didn't know that they can actually do. They're full of skills and talents, you know, and they haven't had that opportunity to showcase what they can do, and this pop-up cafe gave them that opportunity, and now they're very empowered. They feel that they can go out and do certain things for themselves. Had the opportunity to speak English. We always been trying to help them improve their language skills, and this gives them that opportunity because they were able to do some customer services here and there, talking to their guests.
I'm from Afghanistan, so when we came there was Taliban, so we escaped from Taliban, and I was here, so no speaking English, we being this women's group, and they helped me a lot to come out, and before I was so shy, I can't speak with anybody, so they improved my English, and now I can talk with people, so they helped me to find job too.
Our parenting programme is a 10-week course for parents to understand more about positive parenting, reinforcement of attachment, and to establish positive praise and a good parent-to-child relationship.
Donington Doorstep is the socialiser of our youth, our children, our babies, who are learning to interact with one another and get all the stimulation that they can. The first 3 years of life are said to be the most important of a child's life, and Donington Doorstep has certainly fulfilled that.
Aspire is an employment, charity and social enterprise, and our social mission is to support people who have experienced disadvantage to move towards and into paid employment as the biggest life change they can take.
I was the sort of person who would just do everything myself and wouldn't ask anybody for help. But asking for help, it isn't a weakness. They've helped me in so many different aspects and ways I just can't put into words.
Well, of course, that was just a handful of the 200 organisations that we fund each year. And with your help, we could fund so much more. And I did tell you there was a big offer, and then there was a slightly smaller ask, so here it comes. We have got so many applications coming through to us. We have just done a recent round where we had £325,000 to offer to help people live longer and independently in their communities, and that was amazing. But we received £1.4 million of applications, and there were so many groups, so many good groups doing good work that we had to turn away. So, my ask tonight on Giving Tuesday is please give what you can. You can give a little bit more than what you can. And it couldn't be easier. If you haven't already been contacted by an OCF staff member or trustee, wave your hands. Hello. You can see it. They'll be wearing badges like me. Do talk to one of them. You can, if you like QR codes, and we've all had a few years of those, then you can find them on the side where you can donate there. We're raising funds tonight for the fund that we are so proud to host for Sally, and really want to make that a massive success. And then also, if you'd like to have a longer conversation about options like regular giving or named funds, then don't hesitate to buttonhole one of us, and we can have a chat. So really, I think the last thing that it remains for me to say is another thank you to Finley and Sally